Okay, welcome to this presentation. The title of the presentation is CB Workshop with uddeIM, Kunena, GroupJive and CBSubs. The concept is basically, by the way, my name is Nick. I'm part of the Community Builder team, along with Beat and Kyle. And during the presentation, I'll be mentioning two more names here which are kind of important. Matthias from the Kunena team, which is here with us today, and Stefan from the uddeIM team, which is not here today, but he's aware of the presentation, and he's waiting to see it actually on the video. So the idea is, these are the extensions basically that are involved, besides Community Builder and GroupJive and CBSubs, which are both part of the Joomlapolis team, all three are part of the Joomlapolis team. We have Kunena and uddeIM, which Kunena is a forum extension, as you probably know, and uddeIM is a private messaging extension. And the concept behind this presentation is to show how these three different project teams in Joomla have cooperated, coordinated, and produced very, very clean integrations between the three concepts, between the three projects. And this, I think, is an example that could easily be transferred to other teams and other extensions to be able to work together to produce something that in the long run will benefit the end user. So the agenda is basically the goals are to basically show how these three teams have cooperated, show what integration takes place, how easy it is to configure this integration, and hopefully inspire other development teams to do something similar. I'll basically be going through, it's a workshop, so I'll be basically working off my local host. I'll be installing over a vanilla Joomla site Community Builder, then uddeIM, then Kunena, and integrating everything together and show you how the integrations work and how you can basically have a forum tab in Community Builder, how you can use uddeIM from Community Builder to send messages to each other, to other members, and so on. So as I mentioned, there are three different project teams. Every team has its own goals and objectives, but we've managed to basically find some common ground. And we use Skype a lot. We have open Skype chats between the various teams, which basically we interrupt each other almost constantly to make sure that existing integration works as it should, and also that future versions will also keep on supporting this integration. The three teams basically believe in clean integration through an API layer that each of us has defined for each other. And in the end user will benefit. The end user sees three systems that work together very nicely, and hopefully with the new Joomla and the Bootstrap layer, they will actually look alike also in the future. So we're actually waiting for this to take advantage of the new interfaces. Okay, so I'll be sitting down and going through the concept as quickly as I can, basically. This okay, what I have here is a vanilla Joomla site with content. As you can see on the left, the login module is the Joomla login module. So what I'll be doing in the back end, I'm going to install basically Community Builder extension. That's it, and two of the Community Builder modules basically. The login module and the workflow module, which basically is used to give CB moderators messages of pending actions that they need to take care of. Okay, the Community Builder has been installed, so I basically go to configuration. These are just a few of the items I tend to configure right away when I install Community Builder. So the first thing I basically do is have users, the name style be first and last name instead of just a single name that Joomla has, split first and last name. I usually change the date format, make it a little more international, something like this, for example. I go to the registration tab and I basically override Joomla. Basically, I said yes, I want CB to accept registrations regardless of what Joomla says, because I'm going to go later on and turn off Joomla registrations. So I'm sure that anybody that registers through my website comes through the CB process and not through Joomla. Another thing I do is I set this setting here, require admin approval to yes. Basically, I'm creating a new workflow where after the email is configured, an administrator or a CB moderator actually has to approve the user before he's active on the website. So there's an extra workflow that Community Builder can add, an extra step. Okay, that's okay here. I go to the user profile setting here, and the second parameter, field validation admin, I set it to no. The concept here is if I create Community Builder fields that are required, I don't want to be forced to populate them in the back end as an administrator. I want to basically bypass that validation altogether. So that's what this setting does. I go on and I turn on connections. The connection feature is basically allows two members to connect as friends. Okay, that's about it. And I just save the settings. So Community Builder right now is installed. But as a component, a Joomla component, you really have to install a menu item for it. So I basically go to the user manager here, the user menu. And I can see it currently has the Joomla your profile link. I'll turn this off. I don't want people to be seeing that. And instead, I'll just create a new menu item here. Pops up. I create the first one, user profile mandatory. I call it CB profile. And I save it. Okay, I might as well put it on top too. Okay, so that's configured. Now what I want to do is I want to turn off the Joomla registration. So I go to the Joomla user manager options and I turn off allow registration. So basically anything that comes in through the Community Builder process and not from somebody that just happens to know what the link is to the Joomla registration page and bypasses everything. Now I go and look at the module area, and let me just search for everything with the word login in it. And you can see I have 3 Joomla logins, which I'll basically unpublish. Okay, and I have the CB login, which I'll basically publish and put it in the same position 7 that Joomla was in. Okay, publish it. Another thing I do here right away, basically, is there's a lot of parameters here. So what I do is I want to show the avatar always, because this way, once the user logs in the user login module, CB login module, there'll be a short avatar that will link him to the profile. And I might as well turn on here UDD integration, even though it's not installed yet. It'll save me time later on. I turn it on, and basically, I want to show in the login module, CB login module, a link going to the message box if there are any new messages here. Okay, save that. What I want to do is, also I forgot to say that to do this, I want to put this in the same home menu. Okay, and so I'm set right here. I want to look at the user menu right now, just to make sure that everything's okay. I didn't publish this, so I'll publish it. No, that's the alias, that's not the CB1. CB1 is published. Okay, great. Okay, so now if I go to the front end and do a refresh here, I'll see that the the Joomla module is not there anymore, and we have the Community Builder module. And just to verify this, I click the registration link, and I go to the Community Builder registration form. Great. Now, so basically, then we just verify another thing here. I have enabled the connections feature, but what I need to do is go here to the tab area and enable 2 more features that integrate basically CB with Joomla. One feature is here, the articles tab, which is not published. I publish it. Okay. And I publish the connections tab. Okay. And if I go now to the front end and I log in as admin, for example, okay, and go to the user profile, you see there's an articles tab, which basically brings in all the articles that the administrator has written, which are the default articles in Joomla content. And there's also a connection tab, which is empty because there are no connections right now in the system. But it's ready, and the feature is activated. And if you go back to the CB login, you see this is the link that will go to uddeIM, but we haven't installed it yet. We're going to install it right now. Okay, so we're going to the back end now and install uddeIM. English only version. By the way, all these extensions, Community Builder, Kunena, uddeIM, work on Joomla 2.5 as well as older versions. Okay, install this, make sure, let me just make another user menu to uddeIM. Okay. Now there's just one item that I usually do right away in uddeIM. I go to the display, to the display area, and not display, sorry, the message area here, and I select allow BB code tags from its default value font formats only to yes. The reason is because Community Builder uses that when it integrates with uddeIM to send messages and links to each user. For example, when user A wants to connect with user B, the notification will go through the private messaging system, and it will have links in there which won't look very well without this setting set. So that's what I have to do though is go to Community Builder, the plugin manager, which has a built-in private messaging here system, which I enable, of course, and I go and select here, because Community Builder supports quite a few private messaging extensions, I go and select the uddeIM 1.0 or above. Okay, and then I go to the tab manager to make sure to turn on the quick message tab, which is kind of nice actually. What the quick message tab does is allows users visiting each other's profile to automatically send them a quick message with one click. It's very, very nice. Okay, let me just switch now to show you the result, because I have another site which is populated with users, and it kind of shows what we have achieved so far. So this is a nice site here. I've created a member list. I've added quite a few people from the Joomla team. And since Diane is here, I'll go to Diane's profile. So I'm not connected with Diane. I can connect if I want. I just request connection. And I say, hi, Diane. This is Nick. Let's connect. Okay. Message has been sent. Now, if I log in as Diane, for example, just so you can see, think it's H is your last name, Diane? Yeah. Okay. Diane has a nice message here. Basically, it's the notification that's sent. It says you have a pending connection from the CB admin. And these are, this is the link here. You can go to manage the connection. That's why I turned on BB codes in uddeIM, so this stuff looks kind of nice. Okay, and Diane can go right away here and manage connections and basically approve me. The message I sent her, basically, it's in this little pop-up. Hi, Diane, this is Nick. Let's connect. So I update it, and now Diane is connected with myself. Just to look back at Diane's profile. Diane's also connected to Alice, okay. Which we know you are. So, looking at Alice's profile, for example, I've added an info group, an info tab, which basically I duplicate information that I found from the Joomla org site. And it's a location, a URL link, so you can see all the different fields that Community Builder could produce. And this is an editor field, basically, that describes the about Diane, the about Alice concept. And you see we have two fields here: Joomla leadership team, which is yes, no, and open source matters team, which is yes, no. And we see that Alice is not in the JLT, but is in the OSM. And I've created two drop-down lists here, member list. So if I go here and select the JLT members, I will see that Alice is not here. But if I filter and go to the OSM members, I will see Alice is here. It's just some of the features that Community Builder has in it. Okay, now let me just go back to my previous setup and go and install Kunena. Well, you see 2.0 beta. We're still working with Matthias on this to make sure that future releases will be integrated, and that's why we already have a beta here and play with it. But I'm going to install what has been released. Okay, installing this. Very quick. Okay. One of the settings that basically I go to Kunena, the form configuration. The first thing I do is go to the integration tab, and I can leave things auto-detect, but I usually just override to make sure. I mean, you see that it found Community Builder, that's why it's not grayed out. So I just usually go here and make sure that everything is set to Community Builder. Probably no need to do that, but anyway.
You don't need to do that, but if you install something else, you can change it.
One other thing I have to do now is go to Community Builder and make sure it knows about Kunena. Community Builder has a forum plugin built in, forum integration. I publish that. I make sure that the integration, again, the same thing, it's auto-detect, and you see that it did find Kunena here, but I just go use a drop-down and force it to Kunena, just the same. Okay, I save it. I go to the tab manager and make sure that the forum tab is also published here. Okay, and now if I go basically to the front end and visit the admin tab, I see there's a forum tab which shows the first Kunena message, that Kunena forum post that the admin has. And if I click here, I will go automatically to the Kunena area. What I haven't done yet is I have to go to the module manager, because Kunena, when I installed the sorry, not the module. I have to go to the menu manager and go here in the top menu and basically add a new menu item going to Kunena. Kunena entry page.
Yeah. Sorry, go to back there.
Which one?
So actually in here, you go down. Hold on, how you scroll?
I usually go enter.
Yeah, but go just down here and use menu item alias.
Menu item alias,
and
okay.
point it into Kunena menu item.
How do I point it?
That's the professional way how to do it. Yeah, and you point it menu item.
How do I point it?
Required settings.
Getting started, okay. Keep it getting started. No, I have to find the Kunena. Okay, Kunena menu, index.
Yeah, index or for.
Okay, great. Now if I go to the front end, I see the Kunena forum. Everything's okay. And since I configured Kunena to work with Community Builder, if I click on the avatar here, I will go to the admin profile. Okay. If I'm not logged in, if I go back to Kunena and I log out, you see these here are Community Builder links and not Joomla. So I create an account, I will go to the Community Builder registration form. So it's very tightly integrated, the three components with each other. Okay, let me just go back to the presentation now, see how far I've gone. Okay, so I went through the Community Builder installation. These slides will be online in about an hour in this slide share area of Community Builder. So I went through these steps here. Okay, and I showed how Joomla and CB work together, where CB registration and login process have basically replaced the Joomla ones. The CB article tab that grabs articles from Joomla and shows them in the profile. Just a reminder, CB users are also Joomla users, so at some point in time, if somebody decides I want to remove Community Builder, the users are not lost. Their data, their extra data, CB data is probably lost, but the users are still in Joomla, so you can continue without it. Okay. uddeIM I installed. I made sure that I configured the BB codes here. Okay. uddeIM and CB integration. I have this quick message tab, quick message box. I'll show you what this is. You can see in the CB login the number of incoming messages, a little message and link, which will bring you very fast to uddeIM if you need to. And this integration is not between Community Builder itself, but it's between any Community Builder plugin can also use this integration. So we'll see GroupJive, which is a Community Builder plugin, can also use uddeIM messaging. Nothing to do differently, it just use the CB API. And as we saw that the CB connection feature, which is also a CB plugin, sends notification messages using uddeIM. Okay. And any plugin that uses the CB API could take advantage of this also. So I installed Kunena, configured it for Community Builder. One of the nice features that we've implemented with Matthias is we can replace the Kunena sidebar to basically drag in fields from Community Builder. And here's a little example here. Let me just show you also how it looks. So basically, if I go here, OS numbers, there we go. And not here, I want to go to the back end. Yeah. So I basically go here and go to Community Builder, Plugin Manager, go to the Forum Integration here tab. What I can set here is, this is the basic sidebar, default Kunena, okay? But I have other options here. I can have beginner field selection, which basically allows me to link Kunena fields with Community Builder fields. Or I can go even further and do an advanced setup where basically that's what I've done here is I put the code here, and one thing I've done is this portion here, which I'll show you exactly what this means. I have it in PowerPoint, hold on. Okay, you see these are basically, it's just a HTML code bringing in fields from Community Builder, and I've added these last, the last two items here, LI, which are Community Builder if statements, substitution statements. Basically what I'm saying, if the CB field, CB_OSM is checked, then I want to display right under the sidebar that this person is an OSM member. So I'm just putting the OSM letters here. Or if this person has the JLT field set to 1, I put JLT. You can do anything you want here. You can show images of users, little nice badges. And you can not only configure this information based on the person posting, you can also configure information based on the user viewing. So you might want to say, I only want to show this OSM field if a CB moderator is viewing. I mean, you could do anything you want here with this nice integration. I mean, take advantage of it. So basically, let me show you this, how it happens, how it works. If I go to the front end here and visit, for example, go to the Kunena forum and see some discussions here. So you see here, Andrea has a JLT underneath the sidebar. This could have been a badge. This could have been extra information about the user that some moderator put in there. The moderator could say this person is a pain, or this person a VIP, or whatever. So it's very nice and a compact way of getting a feel of your membership on the forums right away.
It's an agile speed. You can even have interactions within.
Exactly. It's an Ajax field, and you can basically, even if you're authorized, of course, you can automatically make changes there. Yeah. Okay, so this is another integration, which is kind of impressive. We use it a lot on Joomlapolis. We use a similar feature that integrates with CBSubs. So basically, when somebody is a paid member, we put a nice badge in his profile, so we know to basically handle him with care. He paid, and we try to give him better support if possible. Okay, GroupJive. Let me just go through the process. I don't want to go through the process of installing. GroupJive is basically a set of plugins, CB plugins, which extends Community Builder and allows your users, your members, to organize themselves in user groups, in groups. So common interest groups, basically. It's not ACL related. It's 3 or 4 people in your community that decided we are very interested in Joomla. Let's do a little group on Joomla. And they can do this group and have wall posts in common. They can share photos, can share videos, they can events, they can post events, and so on. They could even have private forum areas. One of the integrations that Community Builder and Kunena have is you can have a GroupJive group, and it automatically creates a category in Kunena that only group members can see. So even though Kunena doesn't have private groups per se, or it does maybe in terms of ACL, you can integrate. This integration basically allows your users that are members of a group to have their own private discussion forums that non-members cannot see. Okay, so we can see this actually in action also. So here's GroupJive here. I've created some groups here. So there's a leadership group here. And I created actually events. These are the members, 3 members, for example. There's a wall post by Robert. Welcome to JNB 12. I've added some photos. No, not here. Let me show you elsewhere. There's an event here. Event tab. The admin or the moderator of this group can send messages to all the group members using uddeIM or email. It's part of the integration that happens. If I look here in the, let me go to another group that I've created, community area. I've also created a JN Beyond group, and you see there's a forum tab here, and you see the forum posts. And if I go to the actual post here, if I go to the forum, Kunena, I will see that, am I logged in here? Hold on one second. Yeah. Let me log in as Robert. Okay, and I go to the Kunena, and I see basically this J and Beyond group has been added to Kunena. And anybody posting in this group is only viewable by members who are a member of the group. So if I go and log in as, I can see who's in the group also. If I go and log in as somebody that's not in the group, for example, group members here are Robert and Andrea, okay? If I log in as Diane, for example, let me log in as Andrea first of all. Okay, and I go and look at the forums area. Andrea can see this group here, this J and Beyond group, okay, under community. But if I log in as Diane, who is not a member of the group yet, and go to Kunena index, she doesn't see that forum at all underneath here. Okay. This is nice integration that we've done between us. Yes. Let me finish, and I want to finish quickly so we have nice questions. Okay. Okay. Let me go back to the presentation. Just see where we are. Okay. So I've talked about GroupJive and Kunena, GroupJive and uddeIM. I'm not going to go through CBSubs. I'm just going to go through a list and show and tell you what further things you can do, what further features you can have. With Community Builder, CBSubs, this is a paid subscriptions solution. What you can do is you can automatically add or remove subscribers to or from Joomla groups. So you can say if somebody becomes a VIP member and pays or doesn't pay, it doesn't matter, I automatically add them to an ACL group in Joomla. And when that subscription ends, it's automatically taken away. You can do the same thing with GroupJive groups. You can say if a person subscribes to a VIP member, I automatically add them to a VIP group in GroupJive. So you don't have to, you can keep track of things that way also. You can protect Joomla content based on subscriptions. I mean, protection happens at any layer. You don't really need the Joomla ACL stuff. CBSubs has something built in. So you don't have to bother with Joomla ACL if you don't want to. But you can basically select from CBSubs which category. You can protect the whole category against a subscription. So you can say any article in this category needs a subscription to be viewed. You can even configure to just protect the read more part. So you can leave above the read more as a teaser item for people to see a little of the article, and instead of seeing read more, it will say to read more a subscription is needed. And when you click on it, you'll be taken to the CBSubs plans that will actually unlock this content. So it's like built-in marketing there also too. You can protect modules, menu items, articles, and even if you can even go further. You have URL parts, so you can basically specify a specific part of a URL to be protected against a subscription. So for example, Kunena, we can have a specific category that we tell people, we configure, say this category cannot be posted to unless you have a subscription. So that's why we have these forums, private support area forums that only private support subscribers could actually ask questions. We have chosen to leave the area open so everybody could read, but you just can't ask a question. Okay, so a very good integration with Community Builder. You can basically decide which fields or which tabs appear to which subscribers. So you can have teachers, for example, that have extra fields that students don't see, and vice versa. Okay. This is just an extra layer of integration and capabilities that you can go through. Okay, getting to the conclusion now. These three teams and all these components, basically extensions, as you can see, integrate very nicely together. And we basically, together as a team of extensions, can support very, very many use cases, as you can imagine by the simple examples I've given. We hope when the Joomla UX project comes out, the extensions will not only integrate nicely together, but they'll actually look and feel very, very similar, because we're all going to be using the same Bootstrap interface. So that will be even better for the end user and for the integration aspects that we're working on. This is an example of Joomla team spirit. I mean, because most of these are open source extensions. The teams have their specific goals, but we still feel that integration is very important. And hopefully this example will propagate into other projects. I mean, we're always open. All teams are open to discuss integrations with other teams. For example, Community Builder has also integrations with K2. We've worked together with them, and AC Mailing has nice integrations with Community Builder and CBSubs. And as I said, we're always open, and we hope that the number of very, very nicely integrated Joomla extensions increases. It's a way it will help everyone. Okay, thank you very much. Questions? We have some time. So Beat will help me with questions also. You had something.
Yeah, I had one, but I was wondering, can you see CBSubs working?
I'm sorry, I can't hear. I have to.
Can we see CBSubs working?
Can I what?
See the CBSubs.
CBSubs? Oh, sure. Sorry, I should have saw that. Yeah, that's. Okay, these three menus basically, it's an admin module that's installed. You can download it, and it automatically integrates with Community Builder, CBSubs, and GroupJive. So this is the CBSubs main panel. Okay, let me just go to. I've created 3 plans here. If I go to the leadership team, I have a leadership team plan. And what I've done here basically in the integrations tab. Basically, I've said that this is a leadership team plan. It's 0 price. There's no cost. I can put a price there if I want. I have it 0. It's a 1-year plan. Okay. So at the end of the year, when the membership expires, the user will get a message saying your leadership membership term has expired, whatever you want to call it. And do you want to renew? Do you want to submit for next elections or whatever? You can do anything you want there. The integrations tab here. Basically, CBSubs has a lot of integration capabilities, all right? And I've just installed 2 of them now, the content protection and GroupJive, as I mentioned before. So content protection, I can go here and basically, oops, sorry. I can go here to content protection, and what I've done here is I've basically protected a single article, the upgraders article here. I could protect a whole category. These are the categories that brings in from Joomla, and just protect the whole category. I've protected a single article, and if I go to the front end and I look at that article here, I protected upgraders and professionals, okay? And if I looked at an article, it says here to click more, to read more, a subscription is needed. And if I click here, it'll basically tell you don't have access to the content. And if the actual plan I had proposed with a front-end plan, it would propose the plan. But I basically kept the leadership plan and the OSM plan as back-end assigned plans. So because that's the way the use case was designed here. Okay. Is there anything specific you want to see in CBSubs, or you just want to look and feel of things?
I wanted to see that all that.
CBSubs is a huge presentation. But these are, just go through, these are the settings. You set up everything. You set up payment gateways, plans. When subscriptions happen, you see the subscriptions count, and you can drill down. Baskets, payments, notifications, IPNs with other payment gateways. Currency, CBSubs automatically integrates with the European National Bank daily, gets conversion rates and uses them. Statistics module, you don't have to have subscriptions, you can have merchandise items, like single item sales, that don't have an expiration date. Or you can set up donations also. Okay? You can import your subscriptions if you have something external and you want to do some initialization CBSubs. There's an import feature, and there's a nice history log telling you change log and error log that's mapped. CBSubs is huge. This is not the purpose. Some people have seen it, and I know Jonathan has used it a lot. It's very powerful. It integrates with, as I said, a lot of Joomla extensions besides Kunena with the URL parts, and GroupJive, Document support, repository support, AC mailing support. There's lots of stuff here. What is it? K2. No, we're not getting K2 categories right now, but you can use the URL parts, the similar fashion to do that. Yeah. But that's an open item, K2. Yes. The mailer? For what? Okay. Yeah, I haven't installed it here, sorry. There's a mailer plugin that you can configure to send automated marketing personalized messages based on specific events happening either in Community Builder or in CBSubs. So for example, you can say 3 days after somebody registers, send them this nice personalized message. Or you can say 1 week before his subscription ends, send them a reminder. You can say 3 days after the subscription ends, send them a nice gift telling them thank you and sorry you haven't renewed or something like that. So you can do anything you want with CBSubs, I believe at least. You can do, the use cases are infinite, literally infinite. Of course, somebody will come up with something that cannot happen, and we just have to try to find a nice way to add that feature in a nice generic way that'll support even more things in the future. I have some nice caps that you're welcome to have as a gift for joining us this evening. And just a reminder that Beat has a presentation tomorrow about, I think the title is, Should I Contribute Code to Joomla or Do My Laundry and Taxes? I mean, maybe you want to take some time and join that discussion. Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys.